visas to people who are going to come to the United States and do things like celebrate the murder, the execution, the assassination of a political figure.
Two defense officials telling NBC News Secretary Pete Hegseth has directed his staff to look for posts from service members. Pentagon leaders quickly getting behind that policy. The Marines say they fired a recruiter for an alleged post about Kirk's death reading, "Another racist man popped." Experts say expect those firings to be challenged in court.
Simply saying unpleasant things or unflattering things or things you just disagree with concerning another person who's not a public official, who was never a public official, I think it cannot be punished by any part of the government.
On social media, people who've criticized Kirk are being called out. Their names and photos widely circulated, some using the hashtag revolutionaries in the ranks. One post about an Army officer who allegedly shared direct quotes from Kirk has been viewed more than 7 million times. They're not giving up their First Amendment rights when they swear an oath to serve in the military.
Absolutely not. They may apply somewhat differently, but the principle is the same.
One of those differences, officers are not allowed to criticize the president or elected officials. Tom?
All right, Courtney, we thank you. In the wake of the assassination, the UK is now planning one of the biggest security operations in years as President Trump is set to meet with the royal family. Ralph Sanchez is at Windsor Castle. Tonight, the UK preparing to welcome President Trump with full military honors and a protective ring of steel thrown around Windsor Castle, where he'll stay as a guest of King Charles, the first American president to make 2 state visits to Britain. Police say hundreds of armed officers and snipers will be deployed, a striking show of force in a country where police are rarely armed.
Residents of Windsor and visitors to Windsor are used to seeing a fairly high police presence, including armed police. However, for this state visit, they will see an increase in those numbers.
With military helicopters above London and police speedboats patrolling the River Thames. There's going to be a no-fly zone imposed here. Officers are especially concerned about somebody trying to fly a drone over the castle walls and into the grounds. That's because Buckingham Palace says President Trump and the First Lady are scheduled to ride with the royals in an open carriage, similar to when the French president visited earlier this year. But for security reasons, the Trump's carriage ride will be kept inside the castle grounds and hidden from the public. An unprecedented presidential visit secured by one of the biggest police operations Britain has ever seen. Ralph Sanchez, NBC News, Windsor. Back here at home to Colorado, where we're learning new details about the teenage gunman who police say shot 2 students at his school. New analysis shows disturbing online patterns he and other alleged mass shooters share. Here's Dana Griffin.
Disturbing new details about the Evergreen High School shooter in Colorado. 16-year-old Desmond Holley was active on a violent gore website tied to 2 other recent school shooters who in the past year have used the site before carrying out attacks, according to a report by the Anti-Defamation League. The organization also reporting the team may have had plans to live stream the attack.
He had been on our radar since at least July.
The ADL says they didn't know his name, but had social media posts that raised red flags this summer. Those posts were shared with law enforcement, according to the ADL.
This particular website is filled with the types of content that glorifies previous mass shooters, whether they're school shooters or extremist shooters. It provides an opportunity for users to signal back and interact with one another.
The FBI telling NBC News they opened an assessment in July into the social media account but could not identify its user. Therefore, there was no probable cause for an arrest or additional law enforcement action. The morning of the shooting, the ADL says Holley posted this photo of a revolver on X, the same type of gun officials say he used to shoot 2 students last week before killing himself.
Right now, children are killing other children, and they have these websites that are the common thread.
The ADL says online, Holley also expressed neo-Nazi views. A law enforcement source telling NBC News they found anti-Semitic items inside his home. As for the victims, both remain hospitalized as the entire community tries to heal. Dana